So we are back in sunny old England. We came back yesterday, slept in most of today, but now it's time to sort out the flipping accounts. Now, while we've been away, the flipping account's done some serious work, and considering like we were in the depths of like 70 to 90k, we've done a lot of good work and we've made a lot of progress, and we really have got to a point where we're pretty comfortable now on this account. Now, there's a lot of admin to do and a lot of stuff to sort out, which is why I've waited till we are back, and we're just collecting some of our spoils. I'll let that buy anyway. So one thing which has really worked for us, bronze hatchets have been amazing. Like, they've been really good. And part of the reason we're at 3.5 mil is purely down to bronze hatchets. Actually, we've probably got a bit more than that now. So what I'm going to do is just check the margin, because we didn't actually buy anything. It's still going for 999, which is good. We just need to check the buy offer. 2667, right, okay. Bronze hatchets. And this has just been constant easy GP. Bronze pickaxes have just not worked. We managed to pick them up for a price. I need to find out what price we got them for. So we've probably had them in the Grand Exchange for just over like a week, and they've just not worked. Like, they had a nice margin, they had a 5k margin, but just didn't work. Fishing rods as well just haven't really worked. We have managed to get some really cheap though on a massive like lowball offer, which is good. So even like in general, we'll make money on these. Right, 903, okay. So we've done well actually to get these for 393. So what we need to do next actually is find out our next plan, our next sort of item sort of going on, which this might end up turning to be like a single episode, because I'll show you guys how I go and find an item. Like, a lot of the questions we have in Market Watch, or if ever I'm doing a flip, is how do you find that item? Like, how have you found a margin? Why have you gone for it? And it's just trial and error. And like, we've stumbled on fishing rods, we've stumbled on dragon hatchets just through like sheer dumb luck at points. And yeah, I just want to show you guys like what the thought process is, how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to go about it, and really just go from there. So really, things we want to be doing, like things which have worked well for me in the past, are jewellery. Jewellery do work very well, and the ring of Dorlin being that price can only be good. Right, 9.3k. Okay, so we're on something here. Right, okay, so that works. So ring of Dorlin, a buy of 5.4. Yeah. Let's go big. So if we can pull that off, that's going to be 4k profit per ring. That's going to be like a 1.9-ish mil flip. And the original plan for this was to go and pick up things like items which we'd be flipping constantly, like, so high volume items, but it really hasn't like worked that way. Like, we're pretty much doing like a very low AFK flip, like checking every couple of hours and we'll know the price. And I really prefer that a lot more. Like, it's worked really well. Like, the fact we're up to a cash stack of a couple of mil already is pretty big. Silver sickle will actually be a good one. I was going to do silver hawk feathers, but silver sickle's good. And the reason a silver sickle is good is because it's niche. It's something a bit different. It's something people will need for quests. And that's the like real big thing, is like, it's a quest, it's an important item. So there's actually no buy items for a silver sickle. So, because as well, the problem is because it's very niche, I'm just going to invest something like 300k. And again, like 300k, if they buy, who knows if they'll buy, we could sell them for 15k. Like, it's that kind of niche, massive margin item I'd much rather go for than compete with tiny margins with people who are going to be aggressive with it and just like make a couple of coins per item. I don't really go for that. It's not really worth my time. I try and find these items which have these huge margins and go for that instead. But that is pretty much our traps laid. Again, these fishing rods, I will get shifted at some point. Shall I just sell them now? Yeah, I think it's just holding up too much GP. I think the time of when they were that price have sort of moved on. 948s if we sell for 947. And like, it's holding up 500k. And like, 500k is 500k. And like, this is the thing, like, these two items here at the minute are holding up something like 800k. Which is like, it's something I can go and pick another item up for. Like, we can go and find stuff to go and put the money in that hatchets are buying, which is good because we want to keep selling them. Very good item that's been for us. So basically, like, how I found the sickle and the ring of Dorlin. The ring of Dorlin really was just from looking at the Grand Exchange Rises. Looked at the ring of Dorlin, saw it was a pretty decent price. I knew it'd be over mid. I didn't think it'd be that much over mid. But something weird's happening with jewellery at the minute. Like, emerald necklaces are just one of the most volatile flips going. Like, I can make huge amounts off it at a time, but it's a weird old time for some flips anyway. But yeah, gonna leave these to buy, see what happens, and then I'll come back with what we're gonna do later on. So now this really has been a few days since I've logged onto this account, and we've made some moves. So as you can see from my sell screen, we are pretty in on some emerald jewellery. So we bought some emerald rings, which is currently trying to sell for 12.1k. And also a decent chunk of ring of duelings as well, we're just trying to sell for 9k. We've still got the hatchets on the go, but at a slightly lesser price. We're at 7.8k now. But we've also cleared up the info quite significantly. And that's because we've managed to sell some stuff on. So we have managed to pull off some decent little flips with emerald rings and some rings of dueling already. So we sold some rings of dueling at 9.2k and we bought them at 5.5. So we've made some profit there. We've got rid of the bronze pickaxes. We had to sell them like under what we bought. And we've also managed to sell the fishing rods. The fishing rods were actually profit because we managed to buy 180 at 393, which really brought down our price. So we have made money there. And pretty much what we've been doing is just cycling through like bronze hatchets and just trying to find the next thing we're going to settle on. Emerald jewellery seems to be the one because like this emerald ring, 5k buy, 12k sell, it's 7k profit. It's huge and it's quite AFK as well. Like I don't have to be actively flipping to like get the money moving, which is kind of what we wanted. But in terms of like profit and stuff, so we've got 2.5 mil there. We've got another 2.5 mil-ish in hatchets, so that's 5 mil. 4.4 in rings of dueling, which probably will sell burning it today, which is 9.4. 1.1 here, which is 10.5. We've got about 11 mil cash stack. Like, because the flip on the things like the rings of dueling was so severe and such big margins, we've flown up because of it. So I just need these to sell, and then we've actually got a green cash stack. So I'm going to be pretty much AFK for today, just making sure that these sell. Maybe amend prices, maybe bring these emerald rings down just to get rid of them. They are selling, but I'm pretty sure these 12 have just been people checking the margin and then undercutting from there. But we'll see. Silver sickles are a little bit of a rogue one. I'm going to throw these in for like 14,555 and just test if it's possible to sell for that kind of price. But yeah, apart from that, we'll come with updates, but we're just going to be adjusting prices just to see if they can sell and move them on from there. So it's been a little bit of a while since we've jumped on the flipping account, and basically the reason why is because I've had some pretty long-term flips, and I've kind of just sort of sat back and hopefully they sort of go for that sort of price. We have had some things buy and sell though, which is good. So we're definitely going to look at what we're going to be doing next. We have made a couple of moves as well. I have gone for bronze hatchets again. We are going to go for the slightly lower margin though, so they're going to be 5k each profit. We have bought some rings of dueling. So the rings of dueling we got in at a price of 555. We did sell 100 for 922, but it just took a little bit too long. So I dropped the price to 799 and they went pretty quick. So we made 2.5k-ish on them. So that's a pretty decent price, and it's 3.4 million in the cash stack, which is pretty big. We did sell these bronze hatchets as well, so that's another 2.3 mil in the cash stack. We got rid of these silver sickles, which is nice. Basically what that was testing the margin. However, we did go and buy some silver sickles for a price of 7.8k each. This might be a slight error, because I don't think we're going to be able to hold that margin anymore. So I'm going to drop these and just go for 2k profit. We're still going to make 400k. We're just going to move them on quicker. Same with these emerald rings. The emerald rings had such a high margin that they were never going to, well, not never, but they were going to really struggle to hold that price. So I'm just going to have a quick look now and see what we can get for them. So I'm going to throw them in for 8 or 6. And then hopefully we can get rid of those. So if we were to get rid of those, that'd be another 1.5 mil. If we get rid of sickles, another 1.9. So 3.5 mil there. Which would be, let's say, 9.3. I think we could be over 10 mil if we get everything sorted. So we've made huge progress. Although it's not looked like it through like the flips and stuff, because we were getting such big margins on things like the rings of dueling, the emerald rings, and all the other stuff. That's why we sort of exploded in worth. I mean, the bronze hatchets went to work. But like, if we go through our history, we're only here when we're selling like the fishing rods and the pickaxes and all the other stuff. So that's a really, really good place to be. Another look at rings of dueling, just because I think at the right price we sell quick. And There's definitely a decent margin still left in them. Yeah, so there, he's still pulling 3k margin. So yeah, no, we're doing that. So we're doing Rings of Dueling. The question is though, do I go all? No, I'm not gonna go all in. We'll go 700. Then it'll leave us 1.8 mil to have a play and see something else worthwhile. Maybe we can go. I'll have a look at Grand Exchange on the Runescape site. See if there's anything we can pick out in price rises. Again, like Market Watch. This is what we do Market Watch for. We pick out stuff. Try and see if there's anything worthwhile picking up. But that's already under mid, so I'm going to stay well away from that. That's also under mid. I'm going to stay away from that as well. So I'm going to have a little play around with jewellery. So we're going to go for that. Now, again, like a bot of this Ami, is it going to pull that kind of margin? I really don't think so. But we can only try. We can, like with the sickles, worst case, we'll take a hit or we'll sell them at the price we bought at. But it's worthwhile trying and just see what we can get as well. Like, hopefully the Rings of Dueling and the Bronze Hatchets do come through and now make us a profit. We can get out of Emerald Rings because it's just not going to work. And then by that time, hopefully, I can find a couple more things for us to move into. I'm debating archaeology materials, but it's very risky and it's a lot more of an active flip than these. These are very AFK, like I'll leave them, log in maybe once or twice a day, and then get off from there. But no, these are going to be the plan for now. I'm going to go come back at some point. Wealth Evaluator says we're at 8.8 mil. But I think if we can get these next round of sales, we'll definitely be over 10 mil, which is good because I think with 10 mil, we can start pushing for like 6, 7 slots of stuff moving. And that's the big thing with at least members and utilising the Grand Exchange. 8 slots is an awful lot to be busy with. And it's good that you can keep yourself busy with stuff like that as well. But I'll start looking at things we can pick up on. I'm going to have a quick look at things like Spade as well. I know we're a bit past things like that, but yeah, I still think tools have a market because, and especially, so the kind of tools we're looking for are the ones which aren't in your tool belt. So this is why the fishing rod was so good for us to start with, is because it's not in your tool belt. And again, like, so I think the fishing rod's got its margin back. Let's go for a little sample of that. Yeah, so I'll throw those in as well, and then hopefully we can like make it at work. But yeah, doing pretty well. And we managed to jump up a lot of GP in quite quick amount of time, just due to some of the mods like margins we got. So that's really good. But I'm going to leave these to sell or buy and then see where we can go from there. I've got a fishing rod already. Let me just go and test. Let's throw 3k in. In worst case, we'll see what happens with it. But we'll come back at some point and then we'll run through what's happened. So that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you have any suggestions on things to flip or things to invest in, please make sure to drop them down in the comments below and I'll make sure to have a check on the episode and shout you out for it as well. Thank you guys once more for watching the video and enjoying the series. Again, if you are brand new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe and like. But thank you guys once again for watching. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.